For watching the VPA State Championship. The road to the state championship demands a team effort from our student athletes, coaches, administrators, parents, and fans. As you travel the state's beautiful highways and byways, the VPA and the Vermont State Highway Safety Office thank you for engaging in safe driving practices to ensure we all arrive safely at our destinations. Buckle up, stay safe, and drive well, Vermont. Traffic safety is a team sport. Welcome in, Hoop fans, to the Barry Auditorium. Championship day here at the Barry Auditorium, and it is game number 3, the last game of the day. I know it is because I'm starting to lose my voice. In the opening game at noon today in the Division IV State Championship game, it was the Danville Bears coming away with a 55-42 victory over West Rutland. And in the D2 final this afternoon, it was the Montpelier Solons over the Harwood Highlanders 68-57 as they 5-peat in the state of Vermont. Welcome in again, Hoop fans. I'm Lori Shepard alongside Brandon Walker. And boy, do we got one to end the day with here. It is a sold-out game. We have got a repeat of last year's Division III State Championship game. We have the number 5 seed Hazen Wildcats coming in to face the number 2 seed Thetford Academy Panthers, who as of right now, Brandon, are the Division III state champs trying to defend their title.
And that is much easier said than done. Anytime you face an Aaron Hill-led squad, as we discussed the other night in their semifinal matchup, it is a tall task, and these 5-seeded Hazen Wildcats come in with a deceiving 17-6 record into tonight's matchup with some tough losses against some tough opponents in upper divisions.
Absolutely, Brandon. And the road for these ball clubs to get back here, first looking at the Hazen Wildcats side of the bracket as the 5th seed, an opening victory over BFA Fairfax, the number 12 seed, 62-60 in double overtime. Quarterfinal matchup with number 4 Richford, a 65-47 victory. And on a Thursday night, the Hazen Wildcats knocked off the number 1 seed White River Valley 62-50 to earn a spot in this championship game. For the Thetford Academy Panthers, the number 2 seed, coming in with a record of 20-3, an opening victory over the number 15 seed Windsor Yellow Jackets 83-42, a quarterfinal win over number 7 Woodstock 43-40, and Thursday night a semifinal victory over number 6 seed Winooski Spartans 62-46. The keys to the game for both of these ball clubs, for the Thetford Academy Panthers, it's intense, man-to-man defense, and let's take care of the ball. Talking to Coach Aaron Hill on the flip side for the Hazen Union Wildcats, let's not give any layups. Let's not let them turn the corner. We need them to beat us by 15 feet and out. I walked away loving that one. Shook his hand and said, Coach, good luck. Coach Gray, Coach Hill, they know one another really well. Coach Jason Gray going, we played twice during the regular season. Thetford Academy coming away with a win at Hazen, 49-39, and then winning on their home court on February 21st, 66-61. Brandon, throw those records out the window now, right?
Absolutely. You can look at those two matchups and take away the fact that the Panthers are up, plus 15, so to speak, in the season series. But when two teams like this that are tops in Division III square off for a third time, you never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
So although Thetford coming away with the victory in those first two matchups, all cards are on the table. Nobody knows. We've got 4 quarters of basketball to figure that out right now tonight.
We definitely do, and championship pedigree on both sides of the court tonight. Again, the defending champ is the Thetford Academy Panthers, 2024 and 2020 state champs. 2022 championship belongs to the Hazen Wildcats. In the last 2 years, 2024 and 2023, they were the state runner-up. So we've got it all right here. I don't even look at the seeds anymore. You know, when I say Hazen's the lowest seeded team here on Championship Saturday, yeah, the number 5 seed, but you know, both these teams in the Capitol playing very tough schedules. And you and I both always believe in that. That strength of schedule prepares you for this. December, when you look at the schedule in December, you know this is where you want to play your last game.
And looking at that schedule for the Hazen Wildcats, they started their season on a roll. They were 8-1 on January 18th. And then I believe Coach Hill, working with his athletic director at Hazen Union, making it tough down the stretch. They finished the year 9-5 since January 22nd, but that included games with the likes of the D2 champion Montpelier Solons and a handful of other D2 opponents.
Yeah, absolutely, and neither one of these teams ever shying away from that. I said that in the Division II championship game. You look at the Montpelier Solons, and it's always a D1. The first month, that December month, is always against those D1 schools, and you want to load that schedule up. You want to make it tough. This is what you're playing for, to play on the last night of the regular season. I almost said afternoon. We've been here since noon. I tell you, I can't keep track of it. And again, both teams pretty tested as they got here. Obviously, Hazen with that double overtime win, but Thetford Academy in their quarterfinal game, a 3-point win over Woodstock. If we look at the other night, though, anything bigger on Thursday night than Jameson Lamarre?
Impressive performance put on by the sophomore as he stepped up for the Wildcats and was a dynamic 1-2 punch with senior Brendan Moodie. And those two could not be stopped from anywhere on the floor. Moodie lighting it up from beyond the arc, and Lamarre had it all working no matter where he was on the offensive end of the basketball.
He truly did. Lamarre and Moodie combining for 45 points Thursday night. You look at the Thetford side, always very balanced scoring. Vance 18, McGovern 14, and Murphy. I'll throw it your way for the Hazen Union Wildcats, starting 5.
And starting in the backcourt for the Wildcats will be a 5'9" senior wearing number 1, Brendan Moodie. Alongside him will be a 6-foot sophomore wearing number 11, Jameson Lamarre. Next up in the front court will be a 6'1" junior wearing number 14, Ethan Gam. Alongside him will be a 6'1" junior wearing number 15, Sullivan Laflamme. And rounding out the starting 5 for Coach Aaron Hill will be a 5'11" junior wearing number 20, Morgan Michaud. And the assistant coaches are Adam Carr, Travis Hill, Letty Hill, and Kevin Doyon.
For the number 2 seed, Thetford Academy Panthers, starting in the backcourt, a 5'10" senior, number 1, Matt Vivian. A 6'1" senior, number 2, Liam Murphy. A 6-foot senior, number 3, Dempsey McGovern. Rounding out the backcourt, a 6-foot senior, number 4, Hunter Clay. And rounding out the starting 5 for Thetford Academy in the front court, a 6'2" senior, number 11, Dylan Vance, and he is all motor, all energy, 6 gear for 32 minutes. The coaching staff for the Thetford Academy Panthers, head coach Jason Gray, assisted by Alex Emerson, Owen Defner, and Andy Martin. Hoop fans, we are just a national anthem away from this Division III state championship brought to you on the NFHS network.
The Berry Tournament Committee, in conjunction with the Vermont Principals Association, the Vermont Superintendents Association, and the Vermont School Athletic Directors Association, require participants and spectators to behave in a respectful manner. Sportsmanship and safe playing environment are the top priorities for all Vermont school-sponsored activities. True with respect to a person's race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, national origin, ethnic differences, or disability. Under no circumstances should any student, athletes, officials, or coaches be subjected to behavior and/or language aimed to demean, disrespect, or harm. If behavior or hate speech of this kind is observed and/or reported, the officials will stop the event immediately. to meet with the coaches and the site administrator about the next course of action. Possible outcomes of violating this expectation include an immediate ejection from the event, ending the event early and returning home, possible forfeiture of the event or future events, resuming the game without fans, scheduling future games without fans, restrictions, suspensions from future attendance participation. Adults and student athletes are encouraged and expected to work together to ensure a meaningful and safe learning environment for our communities to grow and thrive together. Thank you to all participants for helping ensure the highest levels of respect and safety for all.
This year's programs are free and digital and easily accessed from your mobile device. Find the links you need at vpaonline.org. Thank you to our digital program partners at the Vermont Highway Safety Office and Choices Matter, Vermont Department of Liquor and Lottery, and the Vermont Department of Health.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, we are ready for the tip. Thetford in their home white. Dylan Vance will be jumping up. Ethan Gann jumping up for Hazen in the road red, and here we go with the D3 state championship on the line. Thetford controls the tip. Vivian running the point. Over to McGovern, back to Vivian. Good ball movement around the perimeter. Hazen in the 2-3 zone. Vivian on top for three, and nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's the type of quick start that you want to begin a championship game with, giving you that confidence. Vivian, we know he's had some foul troubles this season, so getting that first basket out of the way, and if he can stay on the court tonight, that will be huge for Thetford.
And Thetford in their man-to-man defense. As Coach Gray said, we need to rely on our intense man-to-man defense. Clay shuts off any kind of penetration from that wing. Good ball movement. Over to Moodie. Step back three, side iron, and it looks like it went off a Thetford Academy Panther. It did just that. Moodie will inbound for Hazen. For a cross on the baseline for Hazen. The pop out to LaFlamme. Gann back to Moodie for three. A little bit of back iron, but another offensive board by Hazen. Lamarre over to LaFlamme, who takes it in nicely. Offensive board and put back for Ethan Gann. Great job on the offensive boards by Hazen.
And Thetford did a great job in their semifinal game, cleaning up the defensive glass. Definitely a tweak I'm sure Jason Gray would like to see right from the get-go, limiting opportunities for Hazen to one and done.
Great look for Vance at the foul line area, but three red jerseys on the board off of the miss. Here comes Hazen and getting a tiptoe right on that half-court line for a backcourt violation. We'll give the ball back to Thetford Academy.
Meanwhile, the Hazen Wildcats struggled to secure defensive rebounds in the early quarters of their semifinal game. However, so far, only a couple trips up and down the court, able to limit Thetford's opportunities.
Yeah, different showing here in the early going on the boards. McGovern for three, and a fight for the rebound. Michaud and Clay getting a little knotted up. Good sportsmanship, though, by Michaud.
I don't think Clay was expecting it. The shock on his face as he went to the floor. I thought we were just getting started in this one.
Just had a little tie-up, but I'm just going to take a little 4-foot trip. Moodie with the ball in his hands. Good ball movement. Down low, back on top to LaFlamme. Over to Michaud, who attacks the baseline. Gets some good hang time. A little too far under the cylinder. Here comes Thetford. Ball in the hands of Vivian. Over to Clay. In that zone defense are the Wildcats. Down to Dylan Vance, who hits a streaking McGovern, and doing better is one more pass to Clay on that weak side. cut in and lay in. 5-2, Thetford on top.
Speaking of hovering, Clay hanging in the air there, using his body, finding space, getting to the rim, and finishing.
Moodie, nice no-look pass to Ethan Gann. Great pass by Moodie. Both teams showcasing just about everything here in the first 3 minutes. Vivian over to McGovern. I'm sorry, that is not McGovern, that's Murphy. I'll get it right here. Vance on top. Over to Murphy, down to Vivian, who attacks baseline, cut off by Moodie. Back on top to McGovern. A little head shoulder fake, the kick out to Vance. Good patience by Thetford. Clay sizing up Gann and taking it strong to the basket is Hunter Clay.
And it looked like LaFlamme was shadowing him to allow him to go baseline. However, just getting a step and getting by LaFlamme with the open space and avoiding the defender that was awaiting him try to draw the offensive foul. Good job by Clay.
LaFlamme with a three-pointer in and out, literally a quarter of the way down, pops back out. Here's Hunter Clay pulling up for three, and Hunter Clay is on fire. And the three-pointer by Clay causes Coach Hill and the Wildcats to use a 30-second timeout, and we'll take it to 4:01 to go in the first quarter. Thetford on top by 6.
It's 11 p.m. Friday night. You're at a party and you've had a few drinks. You have two choices. Option 1, call a ride to make sure you get home safely. Option 2, drive yourself home. You've got a busy day tomorrow and you don't need to find a way back to pick up your car. Besides, it's just a few miles away, and you know these back roads like the palm of your hand. As you make your way down the road, that's when you see the lights in your rearview mirror. Drunk driving is not a risk worth taking. Don't drive impaired.
This is Kiara Cushing from Blue Mountain Union School.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Brandon Walker, Zach Parton on the camera, Carl Parton, our producer, Tom Corbett, our statistician, out of the 30-second timeout. Hazen with possession. Lamarre with the ball. Down on the baseline to Michaud. Back on top to Moodie, closely guarded by Vivian. Three-pointer by Moodie, no good. And another thing we didn't talk about, though, is one guarding one. We knew Vivian would be on Moodie.
Moodie so far 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. However, we saw him put on a shooting clinic the other night, so I think it's just a matter of time if he keeps getting space before his shots start falling.
And Matthew Vivian taking it extremely hard. I know you're tired of me saying it, but go hard, finish off. Vivian has earned a couple of foul shots. The officials checking with Matthew Vivian to make sure he is okay. Holding that elbow a little bit. He's not worried about that pain until tomorrow. First shot by Vivian is good. Lincoln Hill, the sophomore, 6'1" sophomore, into the game for Coach Aaron Hill. Taking a seat is Moodie. Second shot, no good. Here comes LaFlamme up the floor. LaFlamme down to Gann on the baseline. Lamarre pulls up from the baseline. No good. Dylan Vance at the other end, punches it back out off the miss. Shot goes up by McGovern, and right there in the air with the offensive board and putback is Hunter Clay.
Excellent read on the basketball, able to once again hover in the air and finish. Not an easy shot, and good rotation by Clay, seeing the opportunity to streak to the offensive glass.
Hill takes it in the paint, and Dylan Vance steps in front for the pickoff. Matthew Vivian, ball kind of makes its way to him, and he says, let's slow it down and set it up. Vivian over to Vance. Murphy back on top to Vivian. Good patience Good ball movement. This 5-out offense off the pass and cut. Hazen Union in that man-to-man defense as well, out of the zone defense. Vivian looks baseline, it gets shut off. Back on top, Vance to Clay. And Vivian will reset things. And when I say reset things, they're just gonna keep passing. Such a good passing ball club. Vivian on the right side, 4-3. That is 2 3-pointers for Matthew Vivian. And Coach Aaron Hill would like to talk it over with his guys. It's going to be another 30-second timeout, and we'll take it too. 1:30 to go here in the first quarter. We'll be right back. At the Berry Auditorium, Brandon Walker with alongside Lori Shepard, and out of the timeout. 1:23 to go in the first quarter. Into the game for Hazen, Damian Morrison as well. Brandon Moodie back in. Clay on Moodie. And Vance tries for the steal, gets the steal. I think his body was ahead of the Spalding basketball though. Back to Hazen, Moodie for 3. We're just going to give him the pass to Gann instead. And Ethan Gann has all 6 of the Hazen points.
And the activeness of Thetford defensively there, working against them as everybody was pulled out nearly beyond the arc. Gann was standing all alone underneath the basket. The ball fell to him and he laid it in easily.
And into the game for Thetford, and making his presence known is junior Braxton Adams for 3. And Hunter Clay would like those 2 seconds back. That foul is going to go on Hunter Clay, his first, most of all the team's first. Hazen Union with 1 team foul as well. Out of the game is Morgan Michaud for Hazen.
In the semifinal matchup, Hazen had everything going from beyond the arc and their opponents could not buy a basket from 3-point land. Now tonight, 4 3-point field goals for the Panthers, 0 for the Wildcats, including 1 scorer, just Gann, the only one in the scoring column for Hazen to this point.
And Moodie tries to take it to the rim and finish. The block by Murphy, and then the quick foul on Brandon Moodie. Second team foul, first on Moodie. Hunter Clay will bring it up for Thetford Academy. Hazen back in the 2-3 zone. Dylan Vance in the high post. The quick kick out to McGovern, and coming away with the rebound is Damian Morrison. But that is 1 quick quarter in the book here at the Division III State Championship Final, brought to you on the NFHS Network. Brandon and I will be right back for second quarter action.
Nobody likes an awkward war.
Over and
Matter.
Back here at the Berry Auditorium, Thetford with the first possession, ball in the hands of Matthew Vivian. Thetford out rebounding Hazen 7-5, but more impressively, no turnovers for Thetford in that first quarter. Hazen with just 2. How did he get that rebound? How did Dylan Vance get the rebound under the backboard? And I'm speechless, Brandon. That doesn't happen often.
Not to mention all of his momentum was going in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
Somehow able to twirl his body and finesse that shot up and in.
Impressive athleticism by Dylan Vance. Solid ball movement again. That short porch area is Murphy. He's going to get 3 chances, is Liam Murphy. Nice dump down by Vance, high to low post. Murphy just sticking with it and earns, and I mean earns, a trip to the charity stripe.
That's more like the defensive struggles we saw the other night for Hazen, not defensive rather, sorry, rebounding struggles we saw for Hazen the other night, as Murphy there able to come away with 3 consecutive offensive boards, and on the possession before, Vance putting it back up and in.
I'm sorry, I had to giggle because it got a little quiet, which it doesn't happen often here. And Coach Aaron Hill said, get a rebound. He's not wrong, and he's never wrong in my book anyway, but it just was quite comical, and he will get his guys to definitely get on the boards. Ball in the hands of Lamarre. I think we're going to have a foul. This foul's going to go on Liam Murphy. That is his first and the team's first as well. Hazen Union with 1 team foul as well. Into the game for Thetford Academy, Connor Sloop, the 6'4" sophomore, who gives them a glass-eating presence off that bench. Great take by LaFlamme. Vance with the rejection from behind, but getting the foul instead. What do you think of that call?
I mean, I could
You're
see it
smiling.
going either way,
Yep.
but I really thought Vance came away with a clean block there. Excellent recovery effort from behind.
Sorry, I put you on the spot there, but I was reading your body language, partner. First shot by Sullivan, LaFlamme, no good. 23-6, 6:43 to go to the half. Second shot is good.
LaFlamme, the first scorer outside of Ethan Gann for the Wildcats. They need Moodie and Lamarre to get involved on the offensive end if they're going to make a run at evening this thing up before halftime.
Slope is working hard down on the blocks, and Lincoln Hill trying to get a little front defense, 3/4 defense, but he's got him pinned nicely. And just like that, Connor Sloop makes his presence felt. Hill was working hard, but on one block to the other, gave Sloop the positioning he needed. And a nice move by Lamarre, but just not able to knock it down. Light on his feet, good footwork by Lamarre.
And we've seen, this is our 3rd game of the day, Lori. We've been mentioning the rolls and the shooter's touch not going the one way all day long, and whatever team it has not gone the way of, it's been a struggle to say the least, finding themselves down 25-7. Shots that were going in for Hazen the other night, to this point, not yet falling.
And Vance puts a shot up, gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Matthew Vivian for his 3rd 3. I would like to know what they're shooting from the field right now. Wow. Lamarre, ball in his hands. Kick over to LaFlamme. LaFlamme pulls up for 3. And side iron Vivian comes away with a defensive board for Thetford Academy. We approach 5:15 to go to the half. Sloop kicks it back out to Hunter Clay. No good, and here comes a Jameson Lamarre for Hazen Union. He has just earned himself 2 shots at the foul line. It'll be the 3rd team foul on Thetford Academy. This foul going on Braxton Adams, his first.
All right, how about this? In prepping for tonight's game, 3 losses on the season for the Panthers, one of them in Division III. That came at the hands of People's Academy all the way back on January 8th. Their other 2 losses were to a couple of teams we saw play a couple hours ago. Both the 5-time defending champion Solons and the Division II runners-up Harwood Union knocking off Thetford this season. But outside of that,
Yes.
not a blemish on their record.
Exactly. I was looking at the schedule myself and said to myself, you just hit it perfectly, partner. The 2 teams in the Division II state championship. Strength of schedule by both of these ball clubs. Nice high-low action, but Sloop, I think, traveled that, slid that pivot foot to get called for the travel. But again, great ball movement. You know, that high-low, that short porch area, And I know I was talking to Coach Gray before the game, and I've seen Thetford 3 or 4 times this year, and I've always said, if you want to bring your team to watch a passing clinic, come watch Thetford play. Brandon Moodie putting on 1,000 steps in this possession, pulls up from the baseline, no good, but he's earned himself a trip to the charity stripe. 4th team foul on Thetford Academy. This one going on Matthew Vivian, and this is just his first. Good job by Matthew Vivian. Moodie will step to the line to look for his first points of the evening.
And Lori, Moodie really impresses me. I am not by any means saying he is not contacted when he is shooting the basketball. However, he does an excellent job of really embellishing it and making it known that somebody has made contact with him every time he feels a foul, to try and ensure that a foul is called. Once again, I'm not saying he is not being fouled, but the way he is able to manipulate his body to demonstrate it even more is impressive. And all the while getting a shot off at the basket.
Exactly, and there you go. All the while getting the shot off. We're gonna have a foul on the Hazen Union Wildcats. It'll be their 2nd team foul. This one going on Ari Jerkovich into game for Hazen. I missed that one, so apologies. Off the miss, Hunter Clay in, a little floater in the lane. We have 11 unofficial points for Hunter Clay. And finishing at the rim nicely is Sullivan Laflamme. High-low, Dylan Vance decides to take it low, and then he dumps it on the weak side to Hunter Clay, who lays it in.
And it's any one of the 5 starters for the Panthers who can really light things up for them any given night when it comes to scoring. Thinking back to their semifinal matchup, Clay, a very quiet first half. Now you turn to today, he leads the team in scoring, and I don't even know if he's missed a shot from the field to this point, Lori.
If he has, it might have been one we missed. That's all we're going to say. Into the game for Hazen Union, Lincoln Hill back into the game, along with Morgan Michaud. Shot by Moodie, looking for the foul, does not get it. And here comes Thetford Academy the other way. Dylan Vance in that high post. And on that weak side to Matthew Vivian. Murphy goes baseline. It gets cut off. A streaking Vivian on the weak side in. Has earned Matthew Vivian a couple of free throws. First one is good. 11 points here in the first half for the senior Vivian. Second shot is good. 34-13, 3:30 to go to the half. Ball in the hands of Laflamme. Sized up by Vance. Gets it down low to Lamarre. Cut by Laflamme. Spin move into the paint. 3 white jerseys around him. Kick out to Lamarre for 3. Got a good look there. Gets his own rebound on the weak side of the floor. Rebound by Morgan Michaud. And we're going to have a foul called. That foul is going to go on Liam Murphy. That is his 2nd, and the team's 5th. Hazen will be in the bonus. The rest of the 3:07 first shot by Michaud is good.
Hazen getting a little bit of momentum on the offensive end now with 5 scorers in the ball game. All 5 of their starters have put a singular point or more on the board.
Michaud's 2nd shot back iron. Vance with the rebound. Here comes Hunter Clay for Thetford. Nice trap, but passing out of the trap. Getting it back out to Clay. Vance at the foul line, back iron, but guess who gets his own rebound? Mr. Vance. Clay to Vance. Kick out to McGovern. And why not back to Vance, who just tries to volleyball it in. Then he volleyballs it back to Clay. What an athlete. They're all amazing athletes. Whew, dust settled. Hazen comes away with the defensive board. Over on the right side is LaFlamme. They kick out to Moodie for 3. Side iron, but a big rebound by Michaud. And then Moodie off of a tap by Michaud lays it in.
I like the persistence there by Moodie, sticking with the play, and Michaud keeping it alive. That's the energy that Hazen needs as we approach halftime.
Liam Murphy, nice take on the baseline reverse, just not able to knock it down. Here comes Moodie the other way. And laying it in is Moodie. You're feeling the momentum called Brendan Moodie coming on to try to get Hazen back into this game. Plenty of ball left to go. Jump ball possession arrow favors Hazen Union. And with a couple of buckets by Moodie, that quickly brings Matthew Vivian back into the game. And everybody's jockeying for position, but the officials are still at the scorer's table.
It is so loud in here, Lori, that Liam Murphy did not know Vivian was checking into the game for him. Vivian had to go and physically push him off of the court because he was unaware that he was being checked out.
And the officials checking with whose ball, whose possession it was off the jump. It is indeed Thetford Academy. They will inbound under their own basket to Dempsey McGovern. A little runner in the paint for McGovern. And Dempsey McGovern joins the scoring column for Thetford Academy. 1:30 to go here to the half. LaFlamme with a little shake and bake over to Jameson Lamarre. Lamarre who lays it in, no help defense, probably the first time. And that cuts it to a 16-point lead for Thetford. Clay, Vivian tries to finish, doesn't finish, and here comes Hazen Union the other way. Moodie trying to get into the paint, and we've got an offensive foul on Brandon Moodie.
Excellent defense by Vivian there to hold his ground, establish that position, and when Moodie knocked him off balance, didn't hesitate to show that he was touched in the process.
And Brendan Moodie will have to exit the game with those 2 fouls with a minute to go, not wanting to get that third. But we had just said, Moodie starting to get hot, Vivian comes back into the game. 50 seconds to go here. Vance gets cut off on the baseline and a double dribble call, and he knew it. You could just tell by his body language.
However, I love that Vivian immediately went over to him, gave him a pat on the back, pulled him in close, shake it off.
Yep.
These guys have played together for a long time, this group of seniors, and you can tell they have one another's backs out there.
Put it in the rear view mirror and let's go forward. Gonna clean up a little bit of moisture at the other end from us with 47 seconds to go to the half. 36-20. Thetford on top. Do not ever count either one of these teams out of it. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. Possession with the Wildcats here. Lamarre closely guarded by Clay. Morrison back in the game for Hazen Union as well. And Morrison for 3, in and out. Good look by Damian Morrison. And here comes a Vivian calling out the offense. 25 seconds to go to the half. Vivian in the high post over to Clay for 3. No good, and here comes Hazen the other way. Lamarre with the ball in his hands, right to left. Kick out to Michaud. LaFlamme tries to turn the corner on Vance, and able to turn the corner indeed is Sullivan LaFlamme.
Strong take by LaFlamme. You could tell Hazen was searching for who was going to have the basketball in their hands, and LaFlamme received it and then took off immediately to the rim. And all importantly, a second personal foul on Dylan Vance just before the half.
First shot by LaFlamme, no good. I don't think Dylan Vance ever steps off the floor unless he is deep in foul trouble. And as I say that, Sloop might be coming in for him. Both foul shots missed. Coming away with it is McGovern. A little runner will end the first half here of this Division III state championship game. The Thetford Academy Panthers, the defending champs, on top 36-20. Brendan and I will step out for a quick break, and when we come back, a breakdown of the first half and a look at the scoring. One more time, 36-20, Thetford Academy on top.
Nobody likes an awkward silence.
Dylan Vance at the other end, punches it back out off the miss. Shot goes up by McGovern, and right there in the air with the off three-pointer in and out, literally a quarter of the way down, pops back out. Here's Hunter Clay pulling up for three, and Hunter Clay is on fire.
Finding space, getting to the rim, and finishing.
Moodie, nice no-look pass to Ethan Gay. Side iron, but a big rebound by Michaud. And then Moodie off of the tap by Michaud lays
The Vermont Department of Liquor and Lottery is proud to partner with the Vermont Principals Association to support our high school athletic community. Talk to your family and friends about the signs of problem gambling. For more information, visit vtgamblinghelp.org. Vermont's championship teams win with Spalding. Spalding is proud to provide the official basketballs for the VPA championships and wishes all teams the best of luck.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Brandon Walker, Zach Parton on the camera, our producer Carl Parton, and Tom Corbett, our statistician. We are ready for the second half of this Division III state championship game brought to you on the NFHS network. Looking at some stats from the first half. Thetford out rebounding Hazen 21-15, 10 offensive, 11 defensive for Thetford. That says a lot right there. But very impressive for both teams, the turnover battle. Hazen with 4 and Thetford with 2. Talk about taking care of the ball for both teams. And partner, like you said at the half as we were chatting, Hazen's getting some good looks. They're just not falling, but the word is yet.
Yet is the key word in that sentence. Absolutely, Lori. We saw Hazen the other night. Everything was going their way. Tonight, the shots haven't quite fallen to this point, but I would not count them out yet.
Exactly. Yet being the big word for cross offense. Michaud with the ball in his hands, nowhere to go. Gets it back to Lamarre, who will reset things. Hand off to Moodie, who turns the corner. The kick out to Michaud. To Lamarre, and it gets poked away by Hunter Clay. Kind of a tough pass, but Hunter Clay able to pick it up and go. Hunter Clay starts the second half the way he started the game.
Game high 15 points now for Clay, leading all scorers in that first half with 13.
And Jameson Lamarre going hard to the hole is going to earn a trip to the charity stripe. That foul is going to go on Dempsey McGovern, and I'm not quite sure if he tweaked the knee, but definite pain for the senior guard. Braxton Adams, the junior guard, will come in for Thetford Academy, and let's hope Dempsey McGovern is okay on the Thetford side.
Thought at first that it might have been knee-to-knee contact, give him a bit of a dead leg. However, that hobble, he definitely looks like he's in a lot of pain. Jameson
Lamarre is good on the first. Training staff will take a look at McGovern. One shot left for Lamarre. Second shot is good. And Hazen with the full court man-to-man pressure. Ball in the hands of Vivian. To Clay, to a streaking Vivian, off the give and go. Kicks it back out to Braxton Adams with the miss, and here comes Brandon Moodie. Brendan Moodie for 3. Right there to pick it up is Braxton Adams, and Hunter Clay will hit a streaking Matthew Vivian. These give and goes are working very nicely in the last 30 to 45 seconds for Thetford Academy.
Vivian looking like a track sprinter out there, Lori, right now, creating a huge difference with his speed and athleticism on the previous 2 possessions. First up, freeing up Adams in the corner for the wide open 3-ball, and now earning a trip to the line.
12 points for Vivian, make that 13. 3 threes in the first half. First shot good, second shot not good. Possession will go to Hazen. We are just a little over a minute into the second half of this D3 state championship game. The same 2 finalists as there were last year. Thetford Academy, the defending champ. 4 cross offense, handoff to Moodie. And the block from behind by Murphy. Vivian, will set up the offense to Adams. Clay over to Vance. Great ball movement by Thetford Academy. And an offensive foul, player control foul by Liam Murphy. Right up until that ball movement, again, Brandon, is just, whew.
as crisp as can be. They do move the ball around so efficiently and always knowing where one another is. We've seen a lot of passes this week where teammates get crossed up. You don't see that out of these Thetford Panthers.
Crisp is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Into the game for Thetford Academy, 6'4" sophomore Connor Sloop in the paint trying to finish. Is LaFlamme, nowhere to go. He kicks it back out to Ari Jerkovic. I'll get that right. Ball trickles out of bounds off the shot. Possession will go back to Thetford Academy. Jerkovic, a 6-foot junior. And Vivian like a blurred streak again. Hand off to Adams. Nice little pull-up by Braxton Adams.
And I did notice an adjustment by Coach Hill, putting Jameson Lamarre on Vivian that last trip as Lamarre finishes at the rim for Hazen instead of Brendan Moodie. See how that progresses.
And Lamarre just finishing so smoothly. Big offensive board by Sloop, but not able to knock it down. Here comes Lamarre and the Wildcats. Nice crossover by Lamarre. Sloop to Michaud. Michaud gets his own rebound and puts it back up for two.
Talk about a tough catch. Way to receive the basketball. Morgan Michaud, that one ended up pinned against, I believe, his neck and his head, able to rip it down and then finish on the second effort. Great toughness by the junior.
Clay to Sloop down on the low block, and that is just a power move by Connor Sloop. All power by the sophomore. Trying to get it up ahead to Michaud off the fingertips. Possession will go back to Thetford Academy. Into the game for Hazen, Damian Morrison, and a sophomore Lincoln Hill. Staying with the full court man-to-man pressure. Clay will inbound to Braxton Adams, and that was maybe a touchdown pass almost. And the reset by the Panthers. And Vivian trying to finish at the rim, got a little too far underneath. Here comes Lamarre the other way. Lincoln Hill with the shot. A little deflection, I think, by Vivian.
Once again, that speed of Vivian making a difference in the game. Couldn't find a man when he was recovering after his attempt at the other end. Finally getting back and finding Hill at the last minute. Able to recover so quickly and affect that shot from Hill.
Oh, shot by Hunter Clay, literally in and out. All ball, I think there. I'm not an official though. We're not going to talk. We're just going to let the crowd do this. Coach Hill looking for an explanation as well.
And Vivian been running so fast, he untied his shoes. Got to take a minute now to lace them back up.
Loosening of the laces because he's just so fast on that give and go. My goodness, he's shooting out of a cannon. Clay's going to inbound for Thetford Academy. Full court man-to-man. Braxton, Clay back to Vivian, back to Clay, who will get it over the timeline. Over to Dylan Vance as we approach 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. 2 team fouls for Thetford, just 1 for Hazen Union. Sloop. Oh, nice back cut by Vance. And indeed, we're going to have a late whistle. Dylan Vance with the call.
I was just about to say, Lori, Vance making the call himself before the officiating crew had a chance, immediately seizing his own arm, putting it in the air right as the whistle was blown.
And LaFlamme, that is his 3rd foul. The team's 2nd, but LaFlamme's 3rd. Nice back cut by Hunter Clay from that weak side, and timeout, full timeout on the floor by Coach Aaron Hill and the Hazen Wildcats, and we'll take it to 3:17 to go here in the third quarter. 19-point lead for Thetford Academy.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and the movement turning hope into action. Learn more at afsp.org/Vermont. Together, we can stop suicide.
Back here at the Berry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Brandon Walker. And things are tightening up here with 3:17 to go here in the third quarter. Not back in the game is Dempsey McGovern, but I watched him testing that knee during the timeout. Hazen Union with the ball. Lamarre kicks it out to Lincoln Hill for three. And the Spalding basketball falls into the hands of Adams, and here comes Thetford Academy. Nice streaking Vance on that baseline, able to get his own rebound, kick it back out to reset the offense for Thetford Academy. Great ball movement. I know I say that a lot. Little travel call though. Hunter Clay is not going to like that call.
Honestly, Lori, it's bound to happen when they're moving as quickly as they are.
Exactly
they're receiving the ball in full stride, not slowing up one bit. Clay just put the basketball on the deck a half second too late in that instance.
His feet are going a mile a minute. Jurkevich, trying to get it back out to Morrison. A little handoff to Morrison. Morrison left to right, right to left actually. Vivian, nope, and we got a push and another push. Hunter Clay goes over to Matthew Vivian and just says, relax, relax. The Hazen faithful are on their feet. It's a lot going on. And my giggle is it's a giggle of passion because I just love the passion of these two basketball meccas and their fans in the community. 220.
It's infectious, Lori.
Yes, it is. Exactly.
Say.
Good word. Braxton Adams for three, no good, and coming away with a rebound is Morgan Michaud for Hazen. Here come the Wildcats. Kick out to Jurkevich, takes it in the paint, no good. Vance with a defensive board for Thetford Academy. Vivian coming up the left side, gets out of the trap, but we're gonna have a timeout first by Coach Jason Gray, and we'll take it to 1:56 to go here in the third quarter. Thetford Academy on top by 19.
Attention fans, thank you for watching the VPA Championship games live on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. Text your friends and family who want to catch the action and invite them to watch live now at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple or Android.
Back here at the Berry Auditorium, out of the timeout by Thetford Academy. this sold-out crowd on their feet during that timeout. 1:40 to go here in the third quarter. Sloop triple teamed on the baseline. Gets it to a shrieking Vance. How did he see Vance? Again, a lot of ball being played by these young men.
Yeah, I have no idea how Sloop was able to see Vance. As you mentioned, triple teamed, hands high, hands low, somehow able to find his teammate for the easy lay-in.
Jurkevich takes it baseline, the runner, and Sloop rips down the defensive board for Thetford Academy. Vivian will walk it up as we approach 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. A little bounce pass off the fingertips of Braxton Adams. Back in the game for Hazen Union is Ethan Gann.
And Lori,
go ahead.
My mistake. For Thetford, we don't see it very often, and unfortunately tonight it's coming at the cost of Dempsey McGovern with that injury. But I really like the look of the Panthers when both Vance and Sloop share the court.
Love that point a ton, Brandon. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, we didn't see them on the court together. Usually Sloop will come in for Vance, but it's kind of fun to watch the two bigs.
Play a very similar style of basketball, and Vance right there you saw on the last possession ended up going to Adams, but on the weak side, Sloop was lurking, the defense instead sagging back on him rather than Adams.
So with 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter, Thetford Academy with the ball. Murphy back to Adams, on top to Vivian, possibly looking for the one shot, we'll see. Floor spread out nicely for Thetford Academy. Vance, a little handoff to Vivian. A tick under 20 seconds to go, Clay to Vance. A little ball fake, Braxton Adams, back to Matthew Vivian, excuse me. Murphy tries that little scoop pass in to Hunter Clay, but Hazen defended that to perfection. Three-pointer by Moodie, rattles around and out, ending three quarters in the books here in this Division III state championship game. Brandon and I will step out for a quick Gatorade break, and when we come back, the fourth quarter on the NFHS network.
It's 11 p.m. Friday night. You're at a party and you've had a few drinks. You have two choices.
The start of the fourth quarter of this Division III state championship game, brought to you on the NFHS network. Both teams 4 turnovers in the third quarter, and Thetford Academy still winning the battle of the boards. 9 rebounds to 6 for Hazen Union. Shot by Braxton Adams, a little too far. Coming away with the rebound is Jurkevich for Hazen, up ahead to Lamarre, and he uses all of the rim that time to knock it down.
Adding to those third quarter stats, Laura, you and I talking in the break, for the second quarter of 3, Thetford able to hold Hazen to single-digit scoring for the entire quarter. Just 6 points for the Wildcats in the third.
And that is not an easy thing to do against this high-powered offense. Gonna have a foul on Hazen Union to start this fourth quarter. First foul on Hazen. And that will go on Jameson Lamarre. That is his second, the team's first. Back into the game for Thetford Academy senior Dempsey McGovern with the knee injury. A little hitch in his giddy up, but he's been testing it out on the sidelines, and we'll give it a go here 1 minute into the fourth quarter. McGovern. We're gonna have offsetting fouls here. Kind of saw that coming. I mean, we're gonna have a foul on Jameson Lamarre, and we're gonna have a foul on Matthew Vivian as well.
And I love how Coach Gray pulls Vivian to the side, literally in the very corner of the court, to probably give him a little pep talk, say, hey, keep your head on straight here. We're ahead by nearly 20 points. Don't get involved in anything extracurricular out there.
Keep it in check. Great talk by Coach Gray. And they're going to continue to guard each other, which is going to be fun. Clay with the ball in his hands. Nowhere to go. Michaud good on-ball defense. McGovern to Clay. High post to Murphy. Kick out to Vance. A little ball fake and finish at the rim by Dylan Vance. When Vance gets into the paint, hard to stop him.
And great body control once again. Waiting for him to try and draw the player control foul was Gann, but Vance slows himself up and floated it in over top of him before he ever even got to Gann.
Hunter Clay a little surprised, Coach Gray a little surprised. I thought Clay had poked it away and had possession, but the foul is going to go on Hunter Clay. It is his second and the team's second. Inbounding it will be Michaud for Hazen Union. Nowhere to go, able to get it into Moodie. Moodie with the step through, and I thought he was going to get that shooter's roll. And we got the officials talking to a couple more players here, trying to keep it in check. This foul is going to go on Matthew Vivian, but again, just Vivian's second foul, the team's third. Brendan Moodie will step to the line. First shot is good. Perfect, 3 for 3 from the foul line. 7 points on the night so far for the senior.
And for the Wildcats, that is the first and now second point of the second half for Moodie. They really need him to get going as we have 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Dempsey McGovern finishing high off the glass. Caught a little far under that cylinder, but got it up nicely off the glass. 4 points for the senior McGovern. Lamarre over to Michaud, back to Moodie. With using that screen is Moodie. Tries to get it to Michaud, tracks it down. Back on top, Moodie will reset the offense. Lamarre closely guarded. Actually giving him a few feet is Clay. Respecting the game, Lamarre just pulls up and knocks it down. 12 points for Lamarre. Not able to knock it home on the other end. We're gonna have a foul on Thetford Academy. That'll be the third on Clay, the fourth team foul on Thetford Academy. Still 5:27 to go in the game. Moodie will hand off to Lamarre. Hunter trying to take away the dribble drive. Lamarre pulls up. Not able to hit the cylinder. Possession will go to the Panthers. Again, Hazen in their full court man-to-man. Clay to inbound to Vivian. Vivian splits the defense. We're going to have a foul called on Hazen Union.
And I believe that'll be the fourth personal foul on Jameson Lamarre. Not a good sign for the Wildcats.
Indeed, the third team foul on Hazen. Clay inbounds to McGovern, guarded by Moodie. Handoff to Vivian. Murphy down low to Clay. Little dribble drive, not there. Kicks it back out to Murphy to Vivian to reset. McGovern to his right. Handoff to Clay. Trying to burn some time off the clock here are the Panthers, which I don't blame them. Ooh, I think Vance, with the dribble drive, thought McGovern might be cutting in. Or McGovern was, starting to cut in. Pass went out by Vance. Either way, turnover for Thetford Academy. And with 4:35 to go in the game, 19-point lead maintained by Thetford Academy. Lamarre using the Michaud screen over to Morrison, who has just checked in for Hazen. foul line. Pull up by Moodie, front iron. And Vivian coming away with a rebound for Thetford Academy. Up ahead to Vance. Over to Clay. And McGovern will set up the spread offense, 5 out. Dylan Vance with the stop and go. I don't know how he does that.
And the ability to pass and even shoot with all of his momentum going in the wrong direction. That pass that was wide of McGovern just a moment ago, full head of steam, still able to zip it behind him with such pace. The body control is impeccable from the senior.
Clay inbounds to Vivian on that weak side. McGovern will look to set the offense back up. Great passing around the perimeter, never getting stuck in that. Well, as I say, never getting stuck, almost got stuck in the trap on the baseline. Kick it back out on top for the reset. Skip over to Vivian, back to McGovern on top. Passes out of the double team. Great passing here by Thetford Academy.
Doing an excellent job to use those shot and ball fakes to create even more space so that they can continue to zip those passes around.
So that was tipped out by Hazen. I thought that was airmailed, I like to call it, but it was not. I should know better with their crisp passing that there's no way they airmailed that out. So Thetford will maintain possession in the trap. A little bump on McGovern will give Hazen Union 4 team fouls. This one going on Morgan Michaud, his second, and again the team's 4th. 3:10 to go. Inbounding it will be Hunter Clay right in front of the Thetford Academy bench. To McGovern. Nice job getting out of the trap. Not letting it happen. Running that into that high post as well is McGovern. And we're going to have our 5th team foul on Hazen Union, which will send Thetford to the foul line. Coming into the game for Hazen Union will be sophomore Kobe Smith.
And McGovern going to toe the free throw line for the first time tonight. Once again, thrilled to see the senior getting an opportunity to return to the game after that hard fall earlier on his knee.
Morgan Michaud will exit the game, the junior. Kobe Smith with his first action of the night for Hazen. Second shot by McGovern is good. 6 points on the night for Dempsey McGovern, battling through that knee injury. Morrison, and off to Lamarre. Back to Moodie. Tries to turn the corner, 2 defenders there, and instead kicks it out to Damian Morrison for 3 points for the junior guard. McGovern. Right to left behind the back, kicks it back out to Vance. Vance just losing a handle on the Spalding. Here comes Brendan Moodie trying to finish in the paint and not able to do so, but it earns himself 2 shots at the line. Both teams in the bonus. This foul will go on Matthew Vivian, his 3rd. Brendan Moodie at the line where he is 4 for 4. 8 points on the night for the lone senior. Actually, we've got 2. Taylor Cloutier is also a senior as well. And Evan Lamarre. Second shot is good by Moodie. 53-36, we're about to approach 2 minutes to go here in the state championship, and the steal from Lamarre and the lay-in. 14 points, but getting it up ahead to Vivian. who tries to finish with the lay-in. Not able to do so, but we're going to have a foul on Hazen Union. "15-point lead for Thetford Academy. Vivian will go to the line where he is 4 for 6. Also 3 threes on the night for the senior guard. First shot is up and good.
And Lori, I would love to see Vivian run the 40-yard dash. Looks like he's shot out of a cannon every time he takes off to sprint down the court.
Second shot is good. Makes good on both. 15 points on the night for Matthew Vivian. Morrison strong to the hole, front rim. And there's Lamarre cleaning up the glass and laying it home. 16 points for Lamarre. Vance is shot out of a cannon, and filling the weak side lane is Hunter Clay. And we're gonna have a timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout for Thetford Academy.
Championship level teams avoid all distractions while competing. Championship level drivers avoid all distractions while on the road. The VPA and Vermont State Highway Safety Office thank our student athletes, coaches, administrators, and fans for not using their cell phones while behind the wheel. Stay focused on the road, and remember, traffic safety is a team sport. Together, we can keep Vermont roads safe for everyone. Learn how at drivewellvermont.gov. The VPA's official rankings and tournament brackets can be found online at scorebooklive.com/Vermont. Get the mobile app and follow live scores too. scorebooklive.com.
And back here at the Barry Auditorium out of the 32nd timeout by Thetford Academy. The Panthers are literally 92 seconds away from claiming back-to-back championships in Division III. Hazen Union with the ball. Lamarre over to Moodie. Moodie for 3. And it's good, and he's fouled.
I am amazed how Brendan Moodie made that shot. Immediately tripped up when he released it. He was laying on the deck as the ball went through the cylinder.
Unbelievable. 12 points right now for Brendan Moodie. And we've still got 1:16 to go. Closest Hazen has been. Never say never. But as I say that, a well round of applause for Brendan Moodie, the senior, who finishes with 13 points here tonight in this state championship game. We are about to approach 1 minute to go here in this D3 state championship game. Checking in for Thetford Academy, Tommy Abear, along with Sam Parkman, both juniors, along with Spencer Durkee as well for Coach Gray and the Panthers. Abear back on top to Parkman. Over to Braxton Adams. Down low is Spencer Durkee. Adams resets things to Parkman. Over to Connor Sloop. And taking it strong to the rim is Spencer Durkee. He'll step to the line to shoot 2. That foul going on Evan Lamarre. Durkee, the senior's first shot, a little back iron. Second shot is good. Lamarre off the mark. And Parkman comes away with a defensive board. 6 seconds. 5. Braxton Adams will hold on to the ball, and the horn will sound, crowning the Thetford Academy Panthers Division III state champs, and more so, back-to-back state champs.
And Lori, we saw the Montpelier Solons come away with their 5th consecutive title earlier for these Thetford Panthers. Now 2 in the books. You've got to start somewhere. Excellent display of basketball by Thetford and Coach Jason Gray tonight. A well-earned Division III state title for the 2nd year in a row.
The 2nd year in a row. And looking at some quick scoring from this D3 state championship game, Matthew Vivian pretty much setting the tone right out of the chute. 15 points, 3 threes, all coming in the first half were the 3-pointers. Hunter Clay, his backcourt mate, right with him in setting that tone. Leading all scorers is senior Hunter Clay, 19 points on the night. On the flip side for Hazen,